High-risk investment. Trading on margin carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Before deciding to trade, you should carefully consider your investment objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. The possibility exists that you could sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investment, and therefore you should not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. You should be aware of all the risks associated with trading and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. Market opinions. Any opinions, news, research, analyses, prices, or other information contained on this video is provided as general market commentary and does not constitute investment advice. Master the Markets will not accept liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation to any loss of profit, which may arise directly or indirectly from use of or reliance on such information.
Okay, hello traders, welcome to our live trading workshop webinar. I'm just taking a look at the live trading positions here on euro dollar. I'll just explain the format very shortly for today's live trading webinar. I have also put this on the Telegram channel as well. What we were looking at basically on this chart over here, let me just give you the reference points. I just need to trail this stop. Just bear with me a little bit, traders, because it's an outsider bar there. 115.88, trading on Trade Nation here. The spreads are quite tight here. It's really good. 189.90, isn't it? 115.90 is where I'm going to be trailing the stop to on this position. Okay, so what I will do is I'll quickly do this, traders. So those of you on Telegram channel or following it, you can trail it as well. 115.90. Okay, so we'll trade it a little bit, and because it's an outsider bar there, and I will do that. Okay, so that's that trailed over there. Those of you on Telegram, you would have got that. Now, what's the premise for that? I'll explain all that in a time very shortly towards trailing it here. So I will just put this as an orange. 115.90 is where I've got. We'll wait and see how that plays out to be on this live trade position. Okay, is what I've got. Now, those of you joining in for the first time, let me show you this on the other chart as well. On the trading view chart, those of you joining us for the first time, what we usually do, traders, when we do this live trading workshop live streams, the first thing we usually look at is the live trading positions. Okay, what is setting up actually for today, and how you can actually trade it according to one strategy that we usually look at in terms of its objective and concept. The second thing we look at is a topic for today, and the topic for today is how to trade the market cycles like a pro. Okay, it's going to be on market cycles and timing the market explained. Okay, so it's a really great topic. We were covering some of it on the ETM summit as well. So I'll touch on this a little bit on this topic over here. And then finally, we'll end off usually with upcoming events and also Q&A as well. Okay, those of you got any questions throughout the session, throughout the workshop, then you can always just put it into the chat box. All right, so this and more in this live trading session. Hello traders, those of you joining in for the first time, this is Tunapan here, founder of Master the Markets A-Trades Conference and the Traders Open Day. So now let's dive into it on the euro dollar and the other ones that I'm looking at, actually dollar Swiss and the DAX, which are setting up. So let's go and dive in. So on euro dollar, when I took a look at the different time frames here with their trend and across the different time frames, the time frame correlation, I saw that according to our smart money indicator, it was a downtrend here on the daily time frame here. Okay, and then on the 4 hour, let me just load that up as well, because it usually loads up quicker on MetaTrader. Sometimes I use that, but it should be fine here on TradingView. I'll show you why on TradingView is really amazing, because we get the all the stats basically on over here, which we will show you later when we talk about the market cycles. Over here, you can see on the 15-minute and the 1 hour as well, the downtrend is a phase 1 over here as well, okay? And then on the 1 hour, let me actually do it on the other one. Maybe it's a bit more easier for it. So you can see over here, the only one that is not correlating in terms of trend is the 4 hour. It's an uptrend phase 2. But if you take a look on the 1 hour, then you can also see that it's basically on a downtrend as well. Okay, when we see the population of the smart money indicator here, you will see the trend box, which is just showing you here downtrend phase 1. Okay, also correlates with the VSA light indicator developed by the trade guider and the team. You can see that's also on the red side as well. Now, once I've correlated all the different time frames onto here, I put it all onto this table, which you can see over here, right? So downtrend phase 1, uptrend phase 2, and then the other 2 time frames are in downtrend as well. Okay. The other thing is on the stretch principle over here, you can see that based on the stretch. So if I bring it back to here, let me go on to the 15-minute here. I've got the stretch all on here. Okay, so on the 15-minute, you can see that, or on the 1 hour doesn't matter. It's taken out the upper stretch over here, and then it's taken out the lower stretch as well. But the latest one is taken out is the lower stretch, okay, is what we can see over here. So that's what I've also indicated here, right? So the latest, both is taken out, but the latest stretch is towards the downside. And also the range line, right? I've drawn the range lines for both the sessions, and you can see that the latest is the lower range is taken out. Bro to ST ratio is on the downside, and then the previous daily low as well. Those of you on the summit, we went through this much more in detail. Those of you who are joining in, this people from the summit as well, you will understand this much more clearer right now, okay? And those of you who missed the summit, don't worry, we got good news for you coming up, right? I'll talk about that later on towards the end of the session. And you can see in terms of the range, it's still not formed. What do I mean by that? So if I take a look on euro dollar at the moment, on the daily time frame, right? So you can see yesterday's range was 54. 80% of that, traders, it's about 43. So it's only done 39 pips at the moment. It's not even done even 40 or 43. Okay. So we will keep an eye on this. That's why on the Telegram channel, we do have a trade carrying on at the moment. It was as it took out this low over here. Okay. At 115.81 and a stop being here. Right now, we've trailed it to the high of this outsider bar as well. Okay. That's what we have done. Okay. So we will see how that trade carries on to be in terms on the Telegram channel. So we're holding on as for this swing to carry on. Okay. Now for the other ones, let's take a look at other trades that are setting up as well. So here on the dollar Swiss over here, right? Okay. On the dollar Swiss over here, as you can see, I can see that this is towards the uptrend phase 1 on the daily time frame over here. Okay, so on the daily time frame here, we got an uptrend phase 1. Okay, and then on the 4 hour here, let me just take a look over here. Let me actually bring it up also in the time being on the trading view chart as well, so that you guys can, it will load up. It will take a bit more time to load up. Okay, so let me just move myself out here. For some reason, the video is not working, but we'll look to sort it out very soon. Dollar Swiss. So let me just type that in. Dollar Swiss. I'm on a different machine today, just in a different location, but we'll work it all out. So dollar Swiss here. I'll also let it populate out DAX as well. This is the good thing about TradingView. We can put anything on here. Any instrument that you guys want. And once you've learned the principles, as I was saying in the summit was really, really good. Give you all some updates later. As I was saying in the summit, the principles from here, you can apply it to any instrument. Okay, that's the whole premise of that. Okay, so let me just put the OEP1, let this load up in the background, and then we can dive deep in. Okay, so let me delete that one as well, and I'll put that as candlesticks. I know some of you guys like candlesticks or tick bars, so I will do that like that. Some of you like all this. For us, it really doesn't matter what we really use, and then at least that loads up in the background. Okay, let me do that very quickly. Okay, so we got all that, and I'll load that up on the 1 hour as well. But as that's loading up on the euro dollar, dollar Swiss, and then on the DAX as well. Let me see. So if I remove that very quickly, just bear with me on this one. So it will load up over here, and then we can look at the other things. Okay, so this one here, this one I'll remove as well, and then we will put this on here as well. Okay, so we got all of that over there. So now I'll swiftly move on as that's loading up into the dollar Swiss chart. Okay, so we'll do the same thing together. So here you can see, according to our, you see, the unique thing here that we have with the indicator is that we've quantified what the tops and the bottoms are. So the bottom and the top, what they are. So the top gets confirmed by this dot over here, and the bottom gets confirmed by this dot. These formulas were developed back in the 1960s, okay, with one objective, which is to find out how much open profit there is or open equity there is on a probability basis. Okay, those of you who want to understand this, this is very, very powerful principles. If you can apply this with any methodology, right? Let it be volume spread analysis, let it be Fibonacci, stochastic. This was what I was explaining much more very detailed in the summit as well. You can apply it on any methodology, and you can find out all about that at 7stepsoctp.com. I will talk about it later on also as well. Okay, all the reference links, because some of you guys are pressing me and asking me, okay, where can we find out more about this? Now, coming back into here, so that's what we've done. We've quantified what a bottom and a top is. So with that, on any time frame, you get the trends and phases, systematic, okay, quantified, not guesswork anymore. Okay, so you can see that this at the moment, this is an uptrend. It was in a downtrend before, now it's an uptrend, taken out that high, come back down, and that's a phase one, okay, in alignment with the trend as well. Okay, so that's what is on a daily. So that's what I've updated here. Now, if I come back to here on the 4 hour, you can see that this is a downtrend phase two. Okay, it's a downtrend phase two over here. That's what we got. On the 1 hour, we can see that. Let me quickly do that. That's also an uptrend phase one on the dollar. Okay, so I will do that as well. So uptrend phase one. And then on the 15-minute, you can see over here, that's also a uptrend phase one. Okay, so it's a little bit of a small seller bar here, which is really good, which I'll explain why later on for timing. Okay, so that's uptrend phase one at the moment. Okay, as well. So once I correlate all of that, you can see that it's very easy now, right? That is the advantage quantifying the trends across different time frames. It's not guesswork. Systematically, I can see that over 3 time frames, the trend is on the upside, okay? And in the 4 hour, even though it's a downtrend, but direction alignment is there because it's a phase two against the downtrend, okay? So can the higher time frames, all the higher and the lower time frames pull this downtrend phase two up on the 4 hour to become an uptrend. That's the whole premise what we're talking about here. Now, in terms of the stretch, I mean, the stretch principle, I talked about it extensively on the summit, went through much more in detail. All the audience and participants found really amazing value out of that. Next year, I would like to see more of you guys over there as well. Those of you who missed it for some reason or whatsoever, we'll give you all the details very shortly and also all our exciting updates. Now, in terms of the stretch principle, it's taken out the upper stretch at the moment over here, as you can see. In terms of the range lines, is broken towards the upside as well. Bro to ST also is taken out. Bro to ST, I would say 48. This is 15. So even if it does 30, yeah, I think it's still fine for now. But I would just put it as NA for now. But in terms of all of this, we can see that latest is upper range, both upside. This one is to the upside. This one is, sorry, this is NA at the moment. Only if it extends, then it will become previous daily high is what I've got. Has it done its range? Let's take a look. Those of you not following quite fast on this, don't worry. I'll show you all the reference links very shortly. This is only done 23. Definitely it's not done its 80% range. So I will put as no over here, right? Over here, this will be 1 ATR. Bias is quite straightforward here, really, isn't it, traders, right? So over here is towards the long. Why am I saying straightforward? Because from this table, I can see immediately, right? This is the uptrend, this is two uptrends, and the directional alignment is there. So across the 4 time frames, we are having a really good to the upside. Now, in terms of the stretch also, you see 2 of this is pointing to the upside, this as well. So because 7 out of 8 parameters, okay, the first 4 towards trend across time frame correlations, and the other 4 here are towards the bar mechanics over here, okay? And them 3 out of 4 are all showing to the upside as well. So altogether, these 8 parameters, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? Out of them, you can say easily that 7 out of 8, except for this one, not yet, right? Pointing all towards the upside. So that's why we got the all 7 of the 8 parameters pointing to the upside. That's why our bias is towards the upside over here. Okay, that's the whole premise what we are showing over here. Right. Okay. So that's on dollar Swiss. So now the critical thing is that most of you will be asking is, okay, how do I enter this then, Tiru? You know, where should I enter this? What timing should that be? One particular place that I definitely saw on the 15-minute, especially here, is as it takes out this high, right? So if I go on the 5-minute as well, I can see that there was a bit of selling happening here, right? If it comes and takes out that high, then that selling is not real and backed by volume as well, okay? So that's one place that we can definitely take a look at to enter. So towards the high of this, okay? And I'll push this out on the Telegram channel as well. And over here on the 15-minute, if it does take that, let me see if I can do that quickly. So towards the low. And if I were to do it to the 1 ATR level, it's very small indeed. We'll take it towards the high and the 5, 79.79 is what we'll do. Or we can do it towards the 1 hour trail as well. So if I were to take it a bit more towards, let me just take a look at these traders, right? So from here, we would do maybe towards the 8. So plus 8, 79.80, 79.80. I'm just doing a bit faster on this one, just because of the time we got 79.80. So if I do it from here, yeah, 79.80 is what I will go for. Okay. So 0.7980. All right. So here, so I will push this out on the Telegram channel. So just give me a minute or two. So just talk you through this. So I'm going to place this on the other one there. So on dollar Swiss, we are seeing. So let me see if I can find it. Dollar Swiss. signal. Gonna buy. So 79, 75, right? So 79.75, and the price is going to be 79.66. Okay, so let me submit that very quickly. So I can't really do that at the moment. I think it's not allowing me. So can I do it still? No. So perhaps on the low, 79.66 is what? It's 79.66. I got that. And the target 79.80, isn't it, traders, right? 0.7980. That's what we got. So yeah, I think I've submitted that through. So let me just double check everything. 79.75, those of you got it. Yes, correct, 79.75. And on the low is 79.66. And on the target would be 79.80. Okay, I've pushed this out on the channel. Okay, so we'll wait and see how that plans out to be. In terms of the DAX, so let me take a look at the DAX at the moment. Let me see if we get a correlation here. The DAX, I'll do this very quickly. This is the uptrend phase 2. Right. Those of you got any questions, you can definitely put. Don't worry, I'm just going to give you all the reference links very shortly. Just bear with me to go through this. Uptrend phase 2, 4-hour time frame. Some of you are asking, how do I get the 1 ATR or the target? Why is that? I'll show you all that very soon when we go to the topic for today on the market cycles and timing the markets. Okay, so I'll take it a bit more slower there. Now, over here, this is an uptrend phase 2 here. You can see by that, right? So it's an uptrend phase 2. Now, on the 4-hour, that's already an uptrend phase 1, okay? So let me just put all this in here. So uptrend phase 2, then we got uptrend phase 1, right? Then I've got 1 hour time frame. Again, see the beauty of it, right? So once you've quantified your trends and phases across any time frame, any instrument, we can do it. That's why, any clients, sometimes they ask us, oh, can I do this across Saudi stocks? Can I do this across China stocks? Can I do this across India stocks? UK stocks, US stocks, US equities? You can do it across anything. This is a German index, what we're doing across. This is the power when you really understand market cycles and quantify your tops and bottoms, which is what we got here at Master the Markets, So here, what I got here is that 1 hour is a downtrend phase 1 over here. Right, so downtrend phase 1. And then on the 15-minute, you can see that. Let me do on the 15-minute here. This is quicker for me to just flick through. That's also a downtrend phase 1, okay? Downtrend phase 1. So you see, on this instrument, right, it's not that straightforward, isn't it, traders, right? So because 2 time frames are pointing to the uptrend and 2 time frames are pointing to the downtrend. So there's a fight between the upper time frames, higher time frames, and the lower time frames, you see. Not as straightforward as the dollar Swiss or the euro dollar, what we just saw just now. Now, the next thing is that on the 1 hour stretch over here that you can see, all right, so let's take a look at the 1 hour stretch in terms of the bar mechanics, what we are seeing over here. So let me go on to here. In terms of the bar mechanics, right? So what has it taken out? So it's taken out the lower stretch here, as you can see, right? And it's coming back down towards the, taking out this range. So I will just quickly draw this and see if we can put one more trade in before. Can we capture this quickly? Not sure. So let's see. So we will do this quickly as well. and this one here also. Okay, so in terms of this is the lower stretch. In terms of the range lines, this is between still 8 to 12, so it's not taken out either of them. So 8 o'clock one, it has taken out. 8 o'clock range lines has been here. So I will quickly update this. So DAX, the stretch is towards the downside, right? So let me see. So latest is stretch is towards the lower side. So let me do that. Okay. Latest is lower range. That's the 8 a.m. one. So not 12. But not 12 noon. Those of you who've been to the summit, you will understand this much more clearly now. Bro to ST ratio, right? And the previous daily high and low, that is NA at the moment. Okay. So on DAX and the upside, bro to ST ratio. So let me take a look over here. I don't think it's showing really much. So 278, 278. I've got the formulas in here. Let me just quickly do this quickly, traders. So 278, 222, 222.4 is what I've got. So 222.4, 222.4, isn't it? So that hasn't done it yet, right? So I will do it here. So 222.4, and it's not taken out the previous day's range as well, if I'm not wrong. Yes, it's not done that as well. So, so it's not, that's not, this one is to the downside, and 222, yeah, I think it's more showing to the downside over here, and the ATR range it hasn't done as well. Okay, so this is what we got on the DAX. By quick analysis, I can see at least the bar mechanic. You see, this is not a straightforward. Now let's analyze this together. Okay, so on the DAX, you can see that both this to the downside, right? Only time frame correlation. This one more to the direction alignment over here. So really 2 against 2, maybe 2.5 because of the direction alignment, right? And then here on this 4 over here, you got 3 to the downside. But then 1, there's nothing conclusive, okay? So then like that, we got about what, 5.5 out of 8. So not the best. So what we do usually on this is that we can maybe reduce the risk on this. Bar mechanics is a bit more stronger for it to form its bigger range to the downside. So that's the whole idea and the premise what we're doing here. So we are looking to capture the bigger range to the downside. Now, in terms of timing, right? In terms of timing, where we would ideally like to enter this is on the low of this, okay? 24228, okay, is what I will be looking at. 24228 is what I will look at, okay? So what I'll do very quickly so that we don't miss this 24228 because it is 24228. Yeah, what have I? 24228, isn't it? 24228. 24228. There we go. That's what we are looking at. Now, in terms, I will just put this on the Telegram to begin with, and then we will put the stop over here. Now, I got to just correlate that across the time frames. And you guys listening in, you got to do the risk management as well. Okay, so 24228. So let me quickly push that out on a Telegram channel, then we'll be good to go to the topic for today as well. Okay, so dollar is still there, and I will then also take a look at the DAX. Let me see, popular markets. There we go. We got the DAX over here. We got the signal. 24228 is what we are looking at. Okay. 24228, right? So That's what we got. Let me just quickly look at that over here. 24248 is what is showing here. 24248, isn't it? 24. Yes, correct. 24228. And then in terms of the high, what I can see is it shouldn't come back to this anymore. So the high 24316, 24317, right? So I'll show you guys in a minute. Just hang on. So the high of this, yeah, 24317 is fine. It's 24317. Why is that not correlating? Let me just give me a minute. I will just, okay, I got it. 24317, isn't it? Is what I'm looking at. So 24317 is what we got once it breaks that level, okay? But if we wanted to, that's on the 1 hour as well, isn't it? Yeah, that's on the insider bar. I think we'll be fine with that. Okay, so 24317. All right, and we'll manage this accordingly. And the target would be towards the range, the 80% range. So the 80% range at the moment would be 222, okay? So 222.4. So from the high, I'll take that 24360 minus 222. So 24138, okay? 24138 is what we will have that as 24138. Let me put that as a green. Great. Okay, awesome. So we got everything locked in here. I'll show you this very shortly. 24138 is what we got. So almost a 1-to-1. That's what we got at the moment. Okay, so that would have been pushed out on the Telegram channel. So as you can see over here, this is what we are looking to do. Okay, so what we are looking to do over here is we are looking to enter at the low of this, right? And then the stop going to be at 24317, and then the target is at 24138. Okay, I'm just going to double check this very quickly that I've put it all correctly on the Telegram channel. So bear with me a little bit. So 248, 24317. Yeah, and then 24138, isn't it? Is what I've got here, 222. Okay, good. So we got everything all locked in here. The other thing is, what did happen? So this is why we did what we did, I believe, as you can see. See on DAX. So you see, traders. So that's on the DAX what I've got. Dollar Swiss, we got the resting position over here as well. This is why we got pending orders, right? You can see that if you rushed into here, you would be holding on to a unrealized loss at the moment. So that's why we time it with critical levels. Okay, let the market come to you. All right, that's the whole premise of this. Now look at euro dollar at the moment. So we got DAX also resting positions here. We also got dollar Swiss on resting positions over here, right? Where the blue line is where it's got to come back to us and fill us in, okay? Doesn't mean, even if you did enter it here, you're holding on to unrealized loss, doesn't mean you're in the wrong. As long as you got your plan and your rules, then it's fine. Hold on to it, okay? This is what we explained in the summit as well. If you're a swing trader, this swing hasn't ended yet on the 15-minute, why should you get out, right? Or according to your trailing stop loss, if you're not supposed to get out, why should you get out, right? So on the dollar Swiss, we're still in there, so wait for it to come and fill us. If it does, now on euro dollar, look at that, right? So we were looking to take it towards the downside. We did enter it before the session began on live trading workshop. But then look, now there's a reversal. And remember, we trailed this as well to keep our losses small. And now it's reversed. You see, this is how we do it. That doesn't mean the downside is negated. It will still come back. The reason why is doing this, for those of you who are a bit surprised or shocked, hey, why did it come back against me, right? Because as you can see on the 1 hour, if you look at this, right, top to bottom move, look at that swing, right? This is where it confirmed, okay? So it was like that. You can immediately see, hey, that top got confirmed around here. Look at this now. It's so overextended. This is crazy, right? So there's a very high chance that it will um, do a small bottom confirmation before coming back down. But of course, in some cases, it just goes down and hits your range. But today we didn't get that lucky towards the range. But that's why this is a probability game, right? So we take the first position first on the 15-minute, but this didn't happen. So if it happens later, we will keep an eye on this. If it does, and those of you guys who know how to trade it as well based on what we have taught you, also you can take a look at it. Right, I'm just wary of time. I know we have shot past a little bit over this section here. This is what happens when you are doing the live trading side of things. We'll manage this DAX and everything. Now, those of you impressing me for all the links before we go on to the topic for today. This is the first one, 7stepsofctp.com. So that's the first thing you need to look at, right? This is where it will give you the entire framework on how we created everything, okay? What's the premise of this? And when I go through the market cycle topic, I'll go through a little bit more in detail on what you can find out in here as well, okay? So that's the first thing. And then once you put all your details and everything here, and you click on the green button, then you get all the 7 videos sent to your inbox, okay? You can watch it in your own leisure. Look at that. We go through systematically the main challenge, quantify the TMBs, 3 stats over here, then how you can put it into a strategy as well, okay? And you can use any indicators on top of it, okay? Right, so that's all on there. And then you can see that if you want to if you've seen all of this, you still haven't got the indicators on there, SMI and VSA page, price and volume, you can look at that. Over here, as you can see on the euro dollar, what I was looking at, or even on dollar Swiss, what you can see over here, we got all the indicators all laid up on top of each other, right? So we got the SMI indicator, the VSA light, we got the volume, right? All done by Master the Markets and the Trade Guider team, okay? And that's what we got over here on SMI and the VSA methodology page. If you want to get the indicators, you can do that. Now, for those of you who got VSA already, you'll get a small discount on that as well. So all the discount links and all that will be there, okay, for you guys. Right. Now, the other thing is the youtube.com/master the markets as well. Hopefully, on the YouTube link, you'll get the discount code as well, and then you can use it for the SMI VSA. Now, those of you who want to find out more on the other things like stretch and all of that, you can also find out more on the youtube.com/master the markets channel after you click on the subscribe button, okay? And then to get notifications whenever we go live as well, simple thing what you got to do is click on the all bell icon. In this way, you will get notifications whenever we go live. Not necessarily you got to always join live and see it, but what that will help you is that notification will remain on your phone and you can watch it later or save it to your watch later list, right? And those of you who want to just join and then you want to click the all bell icon, what you can also do is you can go onto here, the live section here, and then you can watch all the currently also the live video that we are doing and also all the previous videos that we have done as well. And there's tons of really good quality content. This was a really good one I highlighting on the summit. The Trader's Talk with Stephen Goldstein. That was really good on the psychology side of section. Now, the other one, what I also want to give you a reference link. After you watch 7stepsofctp.com, right? After you watch this, after you put your details in, another thing that you also got to understand and really watch if you want to understand the stretch principle videos. Basically, on the 4 columns over here, right? On all of this, the stretch line, the bro to ST and all that. If you want to understand all of that, what I would say is go on to this section here. Under the must watch section, these are all very good videos to watch. The ones we did with Ninja Trader, STA Talk. The other one also to look at is this one here, okay? The stretch principle video here, right? That will give you an understanding of that as well, okay? Good, of the bar mechanics. Now that you got all of that, then the other thing, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Trade Nation as well, and then also them who also sponsored the summit and also who are sponsoring the Telegram channel also for us. Now, with that all said, we also got the summit for next year, dates released already, and also you can have a nice discount as well coming up, okay, that we can put forward to you. I'll talk all about that much very shortly towards the end. The link is there. You can watch it later on the YouTube channel link as well, okay? Right. So now coming back into the topic, I know I've shot across time a little bit. I will also keep an eye on the dollar Swiss chart. I think we just got triggered in, traders, on this particular trade. Did we also, maybe it was a very small trade, wasn't it? Let me just take a look. It's still not triggered us in 75, right? 7975. So we'll wait and see. I'll just put this here, 7975 is what the level is, right? So 7975. Okay. I'll just draw it in here. Okay, good. I think with that said, I think let's go on to the topic for today. The topic for today is market cycles. Okay, I have written a few points on this. So the first thing is, what is a market cycle? What is a market cycle? Okay. Now, a market cycle, I was defining this according to the different market structures that builds up the market structure. There are four items in there. I don't really have the time to go through, but very quickly, it's basically price action. Then the price action then builds up into a swing. The swing then builds up into a cycle. The cycle then builds up into trends and phases. Okay. So to find out more, you can find it out. I think you might have something on the YouTube channel or also on the 7 steps to CTP. Now, from here, then what is a cycle then if I were to go through it? So a cycle really, right, is made up of two swings, okay? One, either a bottom to top swing or a top to bottom swing. So you can get two types of cycles actually. One is like this in a inverted V fashion, right? Or another one, okay, which is a V, okay, like that, right? So that one is made up of, again, still two swings, right? But here it's one is bottom to top to begin with, and then it's a top to bottom, okay? So it's either, you can look at it also like a N or a U, okay? So like that, okay? But still, the principle remains that there are two swings to make up one cycle, okay? Two swings to make up one cycle, right? So that's the first thing. So what is a market cycle? Is made up of two swings. Okay, market cycle is made up of two swings and two types of cycle. As I said, either a U or a N type of cycle. Okay, that's the first thing. What is a market cycle? Now, if you put the market cycles together, okay, so if you put two ends together, then is where you get a trend. Because now I can say that this cycle's high, right, is higher than this reference high. So it's a higher high. So likewise, you can do that for the lows. And that's how, once it fulfills definition of an uptrend or a downtrend, which is a higher high and a higher low, or a lower low and a lower high, then we can define that as a trend. This is what we have coded all into this trend box. There are 6 trend variations altogether. We've coded all of that. And of course, those who came to the summit, you met the guys in flesh and blood who have coded all of this, right? Assad is the one who did all of that. He's a client of ours. And he came onto this just like you guys watching on the YouTube, following us for a long time, came onto one of the exhibitions that we did, got really inspired by it. And then he came on and to all our programs and then really learned it. And he said, you know what, Tiru, I'll code this entire thing onto trading view for you because for a very long time, we had it always on MT4 charts, okay? and you can see the DAX is coming a bit nearer, triggering us as well. So, and then he then did it on the trading view, and now we can, on the trading view, we can get all our data, all our stats very easily, right? All on one place, and you can get across any time frame as well. So all the data that you want to get, you see all these tables, everything you can get in a second of a click. Okay, that's the beauty of it. Right. So that's how we got what we got at the moment. Now, let me just go back into here. So here, so we got all that coded in terms of the trend variations and everything. So from the market cycles, then you get the trends, okay? The trends and the phases. So very quickly in terms of an uptrend, so this is your phase one and that's your phase two because that is going against the trend and this is going in alignment with the trend. After a phase two, then again a phase one. So that's our market cycle. Okay, what is a market cycle? Now, why are market cycles important to understand? Because it helps you across time frame correlation, what trend and phase it is across the different time frames, which I proved across to you across this table over here, right? Makes it clearer for you, okay, across different time frames, okay, and then to form your direction bias. So that's why it's important across there, as also with swing on what time frame you're trading, it also makes you clear as well, as I was showing you, right? Finally, when you hit the trigger button to enter, you put your initial stop loss and your target, you are very clear on which cycle am I actually trading, which part of the phase am I really trading. So for example, here on dollar Swiss in real time, as they say on the right side of the chart, where me and Gavin we usually like to trade on, you can see that on dollar Swiss, right? We actually, you see, it did a small cycle here. Now it took out that high. When I convert all this into a line diagram, right, just connecting the blue and the top, and the orange arrow is blue for the bottom and the orange for the top. When I'm connecting all of this, you can see that this is going towards the upside is all higher. You can see is the uptrend, and the other side is you can see on the 1 hour time frame, I'm trading that phase one swing. Okay, that's what I can see now. What is this in relation to the 4 hour swing or the 15-minute swing? And we can do that all accordingly. So if I take a look on the 4 hour, I can see that in relation to that, it's actually a downtrend phase two, but this phase two is a little bit overextended. You see, that was where the confirmation came, and this is where it is at the moment. In terms of the 15-minute, you see, then I'll draw it all for you, and you'll see why it's so important to quantify your tops and bottoms and to understand where the cycle is at the moment, right? So if I have to draw all this out for you, so you can see on the 1 hour, it's looking like this. You just took it out, and that's where the confirmation came. Now on the 4 hour, it's looking like this, right? So it's a downtrend phase two. The confirmation came here. And then on the 15-minute, look at that, right? So it's nice uptrend here. And now this is your third cycle that it's doing over here, right? And then now that top still isn't confirmed. So it's a potential top at the moment, right? So it's still here. So it still can come back on top and take out that high. Okay. So where our resting order is, you see how the pending order really helps you to make the market fill you rather than you getting in out of impulse. Okay. So this is the power when you look at all of the cycles across the different time frames and you see where you are at which particular cycle in relation to a higher time frame as well, okay, of the swing, then that will get you a conviction on whether you want to stay in with your bias or not, and also towards your target setting. Okay, so that is on the why. Why is it important to um, have and understand these market cycles and across different time frames? Okay, so hopefully that made a bit more sense for you guys on the why is it important, okay, on the market cycles. Now the final thing is how. Now how do you then time all of this, right? How do you then use these market cycles to trade. Now, here is where it gets exciting, because once you got defined the market cycle, now the first thing for a market cycle to define in the what section, as you would have understood by now, because a cycle is defined by a swing, and a swing is defined by its bottoms and tops, you first step, what you got to do on the how section, quantify your top and bottom. And as I said in the beginning, that's what we have done here. We quantified what a top and bottom is, and that's what you got with the blue arrows and the orange arrows and the dots where the bottom or the top gets confirmed. That's the first thing you got to do, quantify your top and bottom. The second thing, then what you get out of this is, as I said, is the trends and phases once you quantify your top and bottoms, because you got your market structure now. And then the third thing what you get is the tree stats. Now here's where it gets very exciting, because the tree stats, what you can get over here, if I were to talk about this. So if I were to hide this for a moment, and if I look at the tables, I can maybe show it to you on euro dollar because the table is already there. Or maybe I can do it on dollar Swiss at the moment as well in real time. So we can see together. So if I do this, I'll let it populate it for a while. So you see, we have coded three stats over here. You see OE, MAE, and time 2. All this is explained in the 7 steps to CTP. You see OE, MAE, and time 2. Okay. So definitely take some time to go through it. I won't have time to go through it right now. So over here on the OE, we can see if I were to do that, and if I just put pips for now and show stats chart, and then it will tell me that, okay? So it will start to populate it, it will start to churn it, right? And then we will see the stats chart appearing at the bottom over here. Now you can see on the dollar Swiss what it's telling me on the 15-minute time frame, okay? So it's time frame specific as well. We can do it across any time frame. As you can see over here on euro dollar, I'm doing it across the over here. You can see it's the daily time frame what I'm doing across, okay, this stats table here. But I can do it across 15-minute, 1 hour, whatever, name it, right? You can just on a click of a button within 1-2 seconds you can get it. So what is it telling me over here? So let's take a look, right? So what is it telling me over here? It's telling me that whenever the bottom gets confirmed, it's telling me that to get to 5 pips, okay, there's a 60% chance, right? Which is already done it. If you were to just trade on the dot with time frame correlation as well, on the close of this, right, bar, which was at 7969 plus 5, that'd be 7974. Okay, 7974. So 7974, which is just about 3 pips, only highest is done. So it's still about more to go. So what I'm telling you here, so let's put this into perspective, right? So what it's telling you is 5 pips from the close of this bar on the 15-minute time frame, okay? That is 7974. 7974, the high of this still hasn't hit 7974. So it will be very near to the 7975 target. So I'll put it as a green line here, and 7974 will be just below that, okay? Right. So you can see that to get to these green lines at 7974 is telling me that there's a 60% probability. Okay. If I take a look at all the phases, I can filter this to also phase 1 phases as well. Okay. At the moment, this is a phase 1. So that was what we'll be seeing. Okay. I can filter it later. So that's about 65% chance once I put phase 1 to be higher. But now when I put the others together on top of this, right? Like your stretch principle, then your time frame correlation, this will bump up, okay, the probability. And also I can do it towards a larger target. And what's the advantage of all of this is that when I put my targets over here, I can trade it with a bit more conviction traders, right? I can trade it with a bit more conviction because now I'm trading based on probabilities. You can do this across futures instruments. You can do this across spot, CFDs, name it. Now, the thing is over here at the moment, even though if you have entered it on the close over here, but still not hit your target, what gives you the conviction to hold on to this trade is because that potential top has not confirmed yet. And if it hasn't hit your trailing stop loss, why should you come out of this, right? That's the whole premise of swing trading. We went through much more in detail in the summit. which also, will make the recording quite available as well, so that you guys can take a look at that too. Okay, good. So now that you have understood all of this, so this is just only one stats. Now here though is the powerful one, right? So this is for target placements on OE. Okay, now um, what you can see now, we also program the MAE. Now, this is very powerful because this will tell you in terms of where to place your stops. And so that you don't get stopped out 98% of the time. This is what's mind blowing for most traders. And then you got also the time too as well. How long does it take to get to the target? All in alignment with cycles and market structure. And the powerful thing about understanding cycles and market structure is traders, because that's the nature in how markets move. Okay. That's the whole premise of this. Now, in summary, what have we covered? So I covered quite a bit of this, and all the stats will help you towards putting in the 5 components of your strategy for your entry, your stop loss, and your target, and then for your concept objective, and also for your risk management. Okay, right. So in terms of all of that, what we have gone through at the moment is, as you guys can see, we went through what is a market cycle. The cycle is made up of two swings, either a U or N. The critical thing for a market cycle is that you must quantify your bottoms and tops. Okay, which is what we've done over here already for you with the smart money indicator, the smart money framework indicator. Okay, now after you've defined that, your market cycle and market structure, your bottoms and tops, then you get your why. Now, why is all that important? Because your trends and phases across all the different time frames is now quantified, and you'll be exactly able to know which part of the swing and the cycle you are in, and you're trading across any time frames. Okay, helps towards time frame correlation for the trends and phases. The third thing, that's how we get the trend alignment table as well. Now, the third thing then you can also then take a look is the how. Now, how will you be able to apply all of this? As I said, the trends and phases can be quantified, and then also your three stats that I showed you just now, and you can apply this all onto any strategy that you want. You can pile this up onto any indicator as well, as what we've done here with the VSA structure, with the volume structure as well. Fibonacci's you can use, stochastic, RSI, doesn't matter. You can apply this across anything with this market structure framework. Market structure is cross-transferable towards any methodology and any indicator. Okay, traders? So this is what we have over here. And those of you who want to understand this is on the topic for today on market cycles. Those who want to understand this much more in detail. I mean, the one fascinating thing you can see, I mean, especially our existing clients who are here watching, you can see that that top is still resilient. It's not confirmed by our indicator yet, you see. And that top is still not confirmed, traders. It's still a potential top. Good. Now that we understood all of this, those of you who want to get through this much more in detail, as I said, 7stepsctp.com, put in all the details, and then once you click I'm Not a Robot, click on that, and then you get the 7 videos. This is over 15 years of collated research traders, and started from the 1970s, from the really amazing genius brain work and understanding of the quant traders. Highly recommend for any of you watching this to definitely get these videos and look through it, because you will really refine the way you look at the markets and you think about it. Okay, so that's that one there. And some of them, of our clients usually say, "Oh, Thiru, this is all free material, but it's so high quality across anything that we have even paid out there." And so definitely take advantage of this, of this free material. Just don't think it's free. But it's very, very high quality. That's what we are known for here at Master the Markets. Those of you who want to get the indicators on the edge, now is the time. Go for it. Take the leap. Get the SMI and VSA, the price and volume across on your charts. Those of you already got VSA already, you can just apply the discount and you can get the discount across um, the price levels that we got over here. Okay, you can do that. YouTube channel, you can follow us. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the all bell icon. The other links I gave you was the stretch principal links. You can watch that as well at your own time. The other thing also is that in the future, so that you're not jumping across, the 7-step CTP and then the YouTube to watch all the videos, what we'll do is we're going to create a free resources page. Once that's available, we'll send that to you on the email and through these YouTube channels as well. You can click on that, and you can watch through all the videos, and I'm sure you will get wowed by the content that we got. Trade Nation, a quick shout out. They were the good sponsors of our summit as well. amazing tight spreads, really amazing, great customer service. Clifford really looked after us, all of the people on the summit, spoiled us with all the beautiful lunches that they provided and also their beautiful room that we used in Liverpool Street in central London. And then all the Telegram channel that they're sponsoring as well, really amazing. Definitely check them out, guys, with Trade Nation. Okay, that's how we're sending you all the signals as well. Okay, I think with that said, we'll go on to the questions side and also a summit. Quickly, I just want to say 2026 dates are out. You can check it all out. We'll send this out very shortly. 2026 dates, we have still to confirm it. It will be towards the October time again. It will happen in Liverpool Street as well on Trade Nation office. It would be great, amazing. It would be good to see you all. One thing I must say, Stuart over here on the picture, he flied in all the way from US, right? 7:30 a.m. UK time, and he jumped off the plane and he went straight into the summit. Looks at the shows you the kind of caliber and the determination that we have from some of our traders, and that's the passion that from them that has fed on to us and has kept us going over 15 years and beyond. Okay, since 2010. So that's all happening there. Read through it. Get your tickets. We got an amazing discount if you want to get it as well. Okay, I think we got about almost 50% discount that if you get it before the for this limited period of time that we got before the end of the year. Okay, so take advantage of that. Now the other thing that I did want to mention, yes, the questions. There were some questions that came through. Let me look through them quickly. And if you still got any other questions, you can put through it. Using all is for trend. So the question for Anton, one of our Ultimate Advanced members, also Anton, a good shout out to him as well. He's helped us code so many of the indicators as well. Amazing passion as well and drive. He was at the summit as well. You can see that even if I were to show you this on the screen, right? Even this, this stretch indicator that you see on TradingView, that was done by Anton. It was shared with all the other ETM Summit members also as well. And it also worked on one of the research updates we did, the range runner strategy. Phenomenal update that we did over there that really opened everyone's eyes up as well on how we formulate a research case study and bring it forward. So Anton was asking, this 8 metrics that we saw over here, can we just use it just for intraday only? Or also for end of day as well. Of course, remember, Anton, that these are principles that can be applied across any time frame. So if you want to use it for end of day, use this across higher, so daily, weekly, monthly, maybe, or 4 hour, daily, weekly, monthly. You can do that. Even the stretch principle, what we're looking at, you can do it across a weekly bar or a monthly bar. That can be done as well, as taught by my mentor's mentor as well in the book that he wrote. You can actually apply all of that. It's all same principles, but the time frames will start to change. But remember that, as I said in the summit, whatever that you do it in alignment with your strategy objective. Okay, that's how it's got to be aligned with. So always start with your end outcome for your strategy and then work backwards and then put all the rules and the metrics according to it to align with the strategy objective. This is what we covered in the summit. Remember, Anton, that when we went through the strategy principles, strategy construction principles as well. Okay, hopefully that answers your question over there. Using all, yes, for intraday and the only trend. Yes, as I said, you can use it accordingly for the um, end of day as well, but just change the time frames around in alignment with the strategy objective. So as I said, I mean, just taking a look, euro dollar has done a little bit of retracement, but I will look at it if it still comes down, takes out that low and makes its range towards today. Okay. We'll keep an eye. What's happening with dollar Swiss? Dollar Swiss still maintaining, not confirming that top. Dow Jones, sorry, not Dow Jones, but the DAX. What is it doing at the moment? Still caught in the range. That's why we have the pending orders, okay, across the different time frames. You see, so that we don't get caught out in between. So we'll manage this on the Telegram channel. We'll see how that comes across traders in the time being. And I've answered most of the questions, I believe. I know it was short across time a little bit, 10 minutes past 3, but believe that you all found it really of high value. And as I said, if you want to get the ATM summits for next year, go ahead and do it. You get a really hefty, nice discount. Other than that, traders, I believe I have covered most of it right now. And we will wrap up the live trading workshop for today. You can also revisit the replay on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/master the markets. All right, traders, that's all for me for now. And as we always say, till the next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master. Take care and bye for now.